Lord have mercy. I'm tired. It's been a long one already. I was about to take an Excedrin so I could come to life. It's only 2 o'clock and I still got 5 more hours of stuff to do. I got a migraine that's like on the edge, you know. It's like, does it want a migraine or does it not? It keeps flip-flopping. So we're going to talk about, I'm going to update you guys on some illegal immigration cases. We're going to talk about Texas. We're going to talk about Fannie Willis. We're going to talk about the TDA gang arrested in Aurora, finally, after we were gaslit into believing that it wasn't a thing. So if you don't remember, a few months back, I reported on Aurora, Colorado. There was apartment complexes being completely overran with Venezuelan illegals. These people were released from a gang. They were released from a prison in Venezuela. They made their way through our southern border. A lot of these people are placed all over the country now. We've seen them in Tennessee, Virginia. We've seen them Colorado, Nevada, Arizona, California, Texas. The TDA gang, Tren de Areguas. Listen, I speak English. They've been in numerous states. I think they said like 16 different states they've become. Notorious in those states. They flock in numbers. There's power in numbers. They flock in numbers. They start residing in an area, and then they start implementing their gang violence through the community. They start attacking people. They start robbing people. They start raping women. They start harming children sexually. This is not up for debate what has happened. Now, in Aurora, Colorado, 6 months ago, when these apartment complexes were being taken over, people were being displaced out of their home that they've been for. I saw one woman that was in the same apartment 20 years. And the state said that there was no problem. These folks were displaced because of gang activity in their neighborhoods and in their complexes. These apartments were taken over to the point that the apartment manager, the owner of these establishments, were not even present on property because rent was being paid to gang members. That's right. Gang members would knock on the door and say, hey, rent's due. The apartment managers had essentially been completely removed from their duties as the rightful managers of these complexes. It's absolutely scary as hell to think that this could happen. It did, and it didn't just happen in one apartment. It happened in multiple apartments. But there's good news. Just this week, today, 16 of the 19 suspects detained by Aurora police on Tuesday have been confirmed to be suspected members of a criminal gang from Venezuela. So it looks like yesterday, due to another complaint, another person's apartment was broken into, just like the videos that I showed you 6 ago. These guys show up in numbers. They start beating on the apartment door. When the person that was living in the apartment doesn't want to open the door, they then start to beat the door down. It looks like the Aurora Police Department got wind of this other incident, and they finally decided to do something. Now, in my opinion, this has a lot to do with Donald Trump's plan to deport illegal criminals out of this country. And I think that Aurora has probably been waiting for this moment for him to be elected and to make their move. It looks like they arrested 16 people in this one apartment complex. All of them were Venezuelan gang members who had prior criminal histories, who were wreaking havoc on the community members of Aurora. I noticed that they are working in unison with ICE. So Immigration Customs Enforcement met the Aurora Police Department there to do this SWAT meet. They showed up, they kicked in doors, they started arresting people, and ICE detained them, and they will be deported. So it looks like everything that Donald Trump is trying to implement in this country is all kind of started to take place. I think that it's really that people know once he gets in office, these things are going to be pushed forth anyways. I think that everybody is kind of jumping on board with it. Thank God, because that's what we need. We need these communities to wake up. We need from the city council members to the police department, we need everybody to wake up and realize that this is not in our best interest. This is dangerous. We've already seen too many women and children die because of this. We've already had so many communities overran activity that people are literally fleeing their homes that they've lived their entire life, their hometowns. I heard a woman talk about how they needed to get the couch out of their home. They were fleeing. They were running because of the gang activity. They sold their home and they ran for the hills. And they cut the couch out the front door, so she told her husband to cut it in half. Just to get the couch out. Horrific. And it's not just been in Aurora. It's been in any sanctuary city where they put immigration funding over helping its citizens. Because that's essentially what they were doing. The $150 billion that we spent last year on money, on illegal immigrants, most of that money went to sanctuary cities. They were getting federal funding for this bullshit. To shit on the American citizens and to lay a carpet for criminals. Hey y'all, Andrea. It's crazy. So it looks like there was a kidnapping and burglary at the edge of Lowry Apartments, and this is another set of apartments that the TDA was trying to take over. All of these suspects will remain in ICE custody pending the removal proceedings and hearings before an immigration judge. Police were called to an apartment complex just before 2:30 a.m. Tuesday on a report of a home invasion involving a stabbing and a kidnapping at the apartment. Two victims told police that they were taken from their apartment to another unit in the same complex, bound, and then assaulted. Other suspects burglarized their residence. You used to this type of behavior? Because I don't. Both suffered non-life-threatening injuries. Sorry. So it looks like the Aurora Police Department, in unison with ICE, took in 19 people into custody. Besides the suspected gang affiliation, the names of the suspects have not been released. This is the same apartment complex at the center of a viral video that showed suspects terrorizing residents in September. President-elect Trump has announced Operation Aurora after the video showing men with guns at the apartment building trying to get into people's apartment, trying to strong-arm people. So this gang that was in this area of Aurora has been arrested. And it looks like they're looking for more people. So that's one step in the right, small steps, but in the right direction. If this is this bad, just imagine what we don't know about. This is just one isolated incident that we do know about. So Tom Homan, who is he's going to be over deportation process. He was given by President Trump. And he is asking for congressional funding and 100,000 beds for migrants to support the largest deportation operation in history. Something that we currently have a problem with is that the Biden administration has defunded ICE because they wanted all of these illegals here. But they've defunded. ICE is going to have a problem this coming year finding funding to deport all of these people. Now, Tom has asked Congress for funding and 100,000 beds to house these immigrants until we can deport them. This is a step in the right direction. I don't know where they need to defer funds from, but they sure deferred funds from relief into illegal immigration. So the least that we can do is figure out how to get this money to get these criminals out of here. That was the plan. That's what we all voted for. So it needs to happen, because this is not acceptable. If they can spend hundreds of thousands of dollars, millions of dollars teaching DEI programs, I'm sure that Elon and Vivek will find somewhere that we give money and defer funds from to get this done. I'm glad to see that, you know, a lot of cities and states, I'm seeing these stories after story after stories of illegals being arrested. So it looks like, in my opinion, everybody was scared. Everybody was scared to put their foot in that door and open that door. It looks like now that Trump has won, people are making the steps in the right direction. They see, anybody with a brain can see how detrimental this administration has been for this country. So it looks like he's going, Mr. Tom Homan is going to go to Congress and ask for money to get this done. And ICE is going to have to find money too, because this is just... So it looks like the plan is for Tom to ask Congress for money, for ICE, for beds, and for transportation. ICE offices across the country will be out on the streets, he said. We've already started to see that, because ICE was in Aurora when those almost 20 people were arrested today. And it also looks like military will also be asked to provide plans to transport migrants back across the border. So it looks like they're going to pull the military in. We'll need funding for that. And Tom's going to arrest as many people as we can who are illegally in this country. So they're going to be asking Congress for money. And actually, if Trump is able to get Congress to vote in his favor on that impoundment, this might not be a problem at all, because he'll hold the purse strings. So just a quick story, legal immigration story, just to refresh your mind of some of the ones we've been over this year. This is a new one. There was a migrant accused of sex crimes against a child. He was arrested, and he ignored his detainer. For some reason, Felix Garcia, who is 45, is charged with multiple sexual assault on a child. A Guatemalan man illegally living in the United States was arrested by immigration authorities last month on suspicion of sexually assaulting a child in Rhode Island after he was released from local custody. Same story, different day. He was released from the Rhode Island Department of Corrections despite an immigration detainer request from U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement to hold him until federal authorities could take him into custody. So the jail let him out. ICE never picked him up, let him out. And he went out on the streets and started harming more children. Over and over and over. It's the same story. You know, we read sexual assault statistics in Mexico, around 18%. 18% of those children in Mexico have some form of SA done to them at the age of 14. And then they're re-victimized again by the age of 14 with a serious offense. Like, it happens a lot more there than it happens here. And it's no surprise that these criminals are coming here and behaving the same way they behaved in Mexico and other Guatemala, you know, different places. I know there's a country and there's a city in Mexico that sounds the same. Guatemala? Y'all know what I mean. A detainer requests that the local authorities notify immigration agents when an illegal migrant suspect is due to be released, so federal authorities can take the person into custody to initiate deportation proceedings. It never happened. The Department of Corrections just let him out. It looked like ICE found out where he was, and it says, so a team of our officers were forced to arrest him in a public parking lot. Wow. So it looks like he has a long criminal history. Wow. So it looks like the first incident we know of was back in February of 22. He was arrested by the Rhode Island Police Department for misdemeanor disorderly conduct and felony assault on police officers and other officials. He was convicted in 6 months of probation for a felony assault on a government official. Oh, God. If that was me, I would have been in jail for 20 years. On November 20th of that same year, he was arrested again and charged with first-degree sexual assault on a child and 5 counts of second-degree sexual assault on a child. So it looks like he's in custody now. He'll get convicted of these crimes, and then when he's done serving his time, they will deport him. So for those that don't know, Texas has actually been on the forefront of this fight against illegal immigration since the fight started. Greg Abbott, who is the governor of Texas, I do believe he is one of the... He's a light in the dark, honey. Okay. First of all, Texas actually has 1.6 million illegal immigrants living just in the state of Texas, which blew my mind. The state actually has one of the largest undocumented population in the U.S., California. Why is this guy walking behind my car being creepy? So, making up about 15% of that state's immigration population. However, the undocumented population represents roughly 8% of the state's workforce. That 8% could be a job opening for me. There's no jobs that I would have the opportunity to have. So it looks like Texas Republican leaders appear to be eager to work with the incoming administration. Greg Abbott, who is the governor, has suggested that there will be more cooperation between the state and federal governments. Land Commissioner Buckingham has offered the president-elect to use 1,400 acres of ranch in Star Country, which the state purchased in October. And they want to use it as a state area for deportations. Trump's pick to oversee immigration enforcement, Tom Homan, has said this administration will take the state up on that offer. So they are going to make a compound in Texas. What was the name of that damn land? Star County. Star County. And it's a 1,400 acre ranch that they are going to turn into a processing camp to get illegal immigrants out of here. I'm glad that people are coming to their senses. That's what I'm most grateful for, is that people are coming to their senses, because this is why we're broke. Finding out how much we spent last year on illegals is unbelievable. Everybody should be pissed. You know, I've noticed that the media is trying to spin this way, like we're going to spend all of this money deporting these people. Yeah, it's not going to be cheap, but it'll be cheaper than all the money we gave illegals to come here. I can promise you that. $50 billion just last year. This is from the House Committee budget, house.gov. Let's see if it comes up. And then I want to talk about Fani Willis, because that sorry sack of... I can't stand her. She's disgusting. So this is out of Washington, D.C. from the U.S. Budget Committee. Yesterday, the House Budget Committee held a hearing entitled "The Cost of the Border Crisis." Well, let's see here. Studies suggest this cost is upwards of $400 billion. But their cost estimate, what they're claiming that they paid illegal immigrants to come here, is $150 billion. Makes me sick. So one of the first things that I noticed that Trump wants to do is immediately pass a bill to give financial relief to the victims of any natural disaster in the past few years. That would be Maui, that would be hurricanes, that would be all of these people that have been displaced. Over 200,000 people that are in western North Carolina that have been affected by the hurricane a few months back. The first thing Trump is going to do is make sure that they get some kind of relief and compensation for these natural disasters that took place that were not their faults. They are sleeping on the grounds in tent during Christmas with no job, no home, and no way to even feed their children or provide them Christmas in freezing degree weather on the ground in a tent 3 months later. As we house 50,000 illegal immigrants in Ohio just alone, with EBT cash and food receipts into the tens of thousands of dollars. So the first thing Trump's going to do is bill to help these people that were displaced and their properties destroyed and their lives destroyed, their jobs, careers, families lost. But $400 billion is what they estimate. Studies suggest this cost is upwards of $400 billion that they spent on illegal immigration. But their cost estimate is $150 billion last year. Makes me sick. Once again, you can get that from the Budget Committee. The numbers are right there. How much we spent. How much we paid to run this country into the ground. How much we paid to destroy this country from the inside out. So it looks like Fani Willis, if y'all don't know, I hate Fani Willis. Let me tell you, because I know exactly who she is. I know exactly who she is. She's the type of prosecutor that'll lie just to win a case. Thank God the leaves are turning over, honey, because she was just taken off the Trump case. So Fani Willis, who is looking rough as hell, by the way, she looks like this has stressed her out. Poor Fani. It doesn't feel good to have people try to destroy you, does it? I mean, you deserve it, but now you see how you've made others feel. Is this karma? I think so. Out of Atlanta, a state appeals court on Thursday removed Fulton County District Attorney Fani Willis from the Georgia election interference case against Trump and others. This is a victory for President-elect. Criminal cases that once threatened his career and freedom. The case against Trump and more than a dozen others has already been stalled for months over an appeal to a romantic relationship that Fani Willis had with her special prosecutor in Wade. And let me reiterate, they were flying around the world on taxpayers' money, on campaign money. They were screwing, they were laughing, they were setting this man up and breaking the law at the same time. Let's be clear, they both should be in jail and lose their jobs for the violation of ethics alone. There's no telling what kind of dirt these people been doing. Evil, they ought to be in jail. So it looks like a judge decided, citing an appearance of impropriety. What that is a judge said, listen, bitch, you ain't honest. You ain't honest, bitch. That's exactly what that says. So typically, this would not warrant such a removal, but a Georgia Court of Appeals panel said that in a 2-to-1 ruling that Quote, "This is a rare case in which disqualification is mandated and no other remedy will suffice to restore public confidence in the integrity of these proceedings." So they said that when she got on stand and embarrassed herself, it was too much. They couldn't take it, honey. They said, not only are you showing that we have cracks in Georgia Fulton jail, but we can't allow this. We can't allow this. You're not responsible enough. You're dishonest. We know that you're crooked and you're making us all look bad. So we're removing you from the case until you can learn to speak proper English. So Willis's office immediately filed a notice of intent to ask the Georgia Supreme Court to review the decision. Girl, you are beating a dead horse. You admitted to stealing campaign funds, to squirreling back campaign funds. You admitted to using taxpayer money to pay for your special prosecution witness to fly around the world to fuck you. Sorry. You're done. Stick a fork in you. You're done. You better be on your knees praying to God that you still have a career and something to do with law, because I think you're done. I think we're going to see Fani Willis fall hard on her face over this. Getting caught screwing her lead prosecution witness is a no-no. No-no. She should have been in jail for that alone. It's an ethics violation. It's wrong. It's wrong. So it looks like pursuing a criminal case against the sitting president is virtually impossibility. It's a virtual impossibility. And Trump will return to the White House having overcome efforts to prosecute him. It's just crazy. The development comes weeks after the Justice Department special counsel Jack Smith abandoned 2 federal prosecutions against the incoming president as a sentencing and separate hush money case in New York. Now listen, he paid Stormy Daniels, damn it. Wrong is wrong. I understand why he paid Stormy Daniels, but he should have knew that bitch was crooked from the start. How y'all be getting mixed up with these heathens? So, oh, that's right, lust. He was wrong. He was absolutely wrong paying Stormy Daniels to shut the fuck up. He should have knew that he knew he was that type of dude that liked to grab people by private parts and stuff. Like, we all heard the video. Wrong is wrong. And here's the thing about Trump, though. I've witnessed him come into a level of humility that I've never seen in him before. He's become more of a humble person. He has switched gears. Yes, I think when he was younger, he was misogynistic, a little bit chauvinistic. I think that he definitely was human. And that played out in front of the world. And people of his status are always going to be beat down because of his status, you know. And they're going to make, you know, in my opinion, he wasn't doing nothing that most men weren't doing when he was doing it. You know what I mean? Like, yes, it's not right to cheat on your wife. It's absolutely wrong to behave and say some of the things that he did. But I do believe that he has changed. I do believe that he's come into his grandpa era. And I think that he is human, just like the rest of us. And he was wrong to pay Daniels that $130,000 or whatever. That kind of pissed me off. I was like, 130 grand, bitch, you should have asked for $1 million. Do you not know what he's worth? Like, what are you doing? Like, and then she snitched anyways and like, yeah, you paid me money. Like, what the fuck, girl? Listen, they were both wrong. Okay. And I'm glad that they're not holding it against him. I'm glad that people see that he was simply trying to win this fucking election. He didn't want that shit coming out. I mean, can you blame him? I mean, yeah, it's wrong to pay somebody hush money. But listen, if she wants to hush her mouth for a little bit of money, who am I to tell her no? If the bitch wants to shut up for a bag, that's her choice. It's wrong to pay somebody, but, you know. So it looks like a grand jury in Atlanta indicted Trump and 18 others in August of 23, using the state's anti-racketeering law to accuse them of participating in a wide-range scheme to illegally overturn the election in 2020. So Trump has said that after this thing should not go any further. He said, listen, we've already proved this bitch is dirty. Why is this proceeding? So that's how he feels about it. He thinks, and it looks like, as president, there ain't going to be nothing that they can do about it. So, was he found guilty in the Stormy Daniels thing? Or did they just stop prosecution on that? Have a great day. So it looks like he's been trying to get it thrown out, but the judge denied that. I mean, listen, dude. You might have to do a couple probation, Mr. Trump. I'm joking. I mean, wrong is wrong. At him so hard. They just wanted to get him for any and everything they could. But it's okay for Fani Willis to get on the stand and lie. You know what I mean? I just don't understand. We know that he paid her up. You know what I mean? I don't know what's going to happen. It looks like Trump's attorney asked for it to be thrown out on the grounds that he was going to be a sitting president. The judge said absolutely not. So it looks like the court's still proceeding with the hush money. Decision, like the court's still going to proceed with charges, but so the allegations that this district attorney, Fani Willis, had an improper relationship with Nathan Wade, she benefited from their romance, and they were flying all over the world together. The defendant's motion alleged that Willis and Wade were involved in an inappropriate romantic relationship, and that Willis paid Wade large sums of money for his work and then benefited for him paying for lavish vacations. Willis and Wade acknowledged the relationship, but said they didn't begin dating until the spring of 22. Wade was hired in November of 21, and their romance ended in the summer of 23. They also testified that they split travel and other costs roughly evenly, with Willis often paying expenses or reimbursing Wade in cash. Well, at least she's been taken off the case. It's a step in the right direction. They're already starting to deport people. I did see this ICE person that works for ICE. He said that they're having a problem coming up with funding to get these people, to go out and catch them and arrest them. That's becoming a huge problem. So that sucks. They're going to be having to ask, Tom's going to have to get money from Congress to do that. But if Trump is able to pass a bill through Congress, do an impoundment, then it won't be a problem. These people will get deported and we won't have to stress about it. It'll be out of sight, out of mind. We'll know that there's people doing their jobs out here and ensuring our safety by protecting us through the border, by deporting people that should not be here, that are criminals. So they've already started. It's already started. And he's not even in office until January 20th. So hey, Lexi. Oh, I'm sorry you feel bad, Virgo. I hope you feel better. Oh, Deborah. Kevin, hello. See. Yes, Greg Abbott, he seems like he wants to change things. And I mean, he's actually did a lot for already. He's already did a lot already. I have so much I need to do, but I'm being so lazy. I had to get up so early. I was actually up super early. I need to go to the park and shower. I didn't shower this morning. I went to the bathhouse and washed my face and put my makeup on. That's probably another reason my makeup's looked good for the past couple of days, because I've had a mirror to do it in. Doing it out in your car is so much harder. Like, you can't get the right light. Like, natural light is different than, I guess, fluorescent light that they have in the bathhouse. It's like those big old, y'all know, like school locker rooms, they'd have those long, bright fluorescent lights. Like, yeah, it's like that in there. Like the ones that you see at camps. I don't know if you've ever been in a campground bathroom, but they're like fluorescent. So anyways, that's probably why my makeups look better. I definitely need to go buy storage. Y'all want to go with me? I really don't want to go. You know, I've had some people in the courthouse mad at me before, but I ain't never pissed off a district attorney. I wonder what you got to do to piss them off. Like, you really got to... I wonder what you got to do to piss them off. I guess you really got to be problematic, right? I don't know. I've never pissed an attorney off before. Yep. Oh, Lord. Please don't argue, y'all. Oh, is it gonna crack? I don't know. It sounded like it didn't want to. I was reading this book earlier. It was crazy. I found this quote. Lord, when we long for a life without difficulties, remind us that oaks grow strong in contrary winds and diamonds are made under pressure. I've been reading that. It's good stuff. Good stuff. Ice coming out, everybody. Watch out. Oh, God. Oh, God. I'm not ready for Christmas. I'm trying to decide if I want to head south or if I want to I mean, the weather's not, and I can't afford to run the truck in that weather either. I don't know. Maybe I'm looking into Georgia a lot lately. There's some nice beaches and stuff down there. It's not too cold in like southern Georgia either. You get close to Brunswick, Georgetown, sometimes it'll get, which is far away, but if you're like below Georgetown or right at Georgetown, it can get kind of warmer. And is that South Carolina? I'm thinking of South Carolina, Georgetown. I like that area. They got parks all through there. They got 2 of them down there. Within like 20 minutes of Georgetown. I think that's South Carolina. I go so many places, I get them mixed up. Being on the move, you know, city to city every day. Florida, I mean, I usually chill in one spot because I know I don't have anything to worry about, and the cops are cool down there. You know, the officers down there, they have real problems on their hands. They're dealing with damn gang members and shit. They're not worried about little old me who's minding her business, working out, trying to eat healthy. You know, it's a whole different ball game. The cops down there, they got real criminals to worry about. They know I'm not a criminal. That's why I've never had any problems. The only place I've ever had any problems is here. It's kind of crazy. It's no coincidence. I'm just glad that there seems to be a little bit of sanity in that courthouse, because I was concerned, honey. I said, oh Lord have mercy, how did they get this wrong? No, not me going to jail 10 years after my last offense for shit that I didn't even fucking do. Again. There's one of them sons of bitches now. Hey, Rockingham County. You're not in between the lines. What are you on? You're riding that white line, yellow line to the left of you, honey. You drunk? You inhale fentanyl for breakfast? And you speeding. The devil works hard. He's all over the fucking road. He got in the opposite lane, like he was beside me. He passed me. Then first of all, when he was in the left-hand lane, he was riding the yellow line. Then he gets in my lane and he's riding the white line. He's all over the fucking road. He's probably messing with the computer. It's okay for them to have walkie-talkies, cell phones, whole computer, be all over the road, but let one of us have somebody spit on us in a Planet Fitness, and they'll show up 2 days later to arrest you for shit that happened to you. How? I don't know. At least there's a little bit of sanity taking place, it seems. You know, this whole situation just reminds me how important freedom of speech is. I don't care if I said that every employee worked in that fucking building on live. I don't care if I would have said on live that every employee in that building was a piece of shit. That's still my right to say. So saying that their gym equipment was irrelevant and that Planet Fitness wastes money on equipment that's not even being used when they could use that space, utilize that space better, I did nothing wrong. That's my fucking freedom of speech. I'm allowed to say that. And everything else I said, I'm allowed to say as well, from what my attorney told me today. Being able to practice your First Amendment right to freedom of speech, it's imperative. It's imperative for all of us. Being able to speak what's on your mind is your right. It is your given right as a U.S. citizen. So I don't give a fuck if I said that all them bitches was high on drugs when I was up in there filming myself. It does not constitute being spit on and then accused of a crime that actually happened to the victim, and the victim going to jail for shit she did not do. But it goes to show how our right to freedom of speech is on the line. People can't handle it. These lefty, fucking woke-ass loonies, they can't handle it. They can't handle it. And that's another thing. They're absolutely leftist loonies. Both of these perpetrators that assaulted me, harassed me, was looking for a reaction out of me, they absolutely are lefty loonies. So crazy. I hurt their feelings. Damn it. Man. Imagine. It's like dealing with fucking toddlers out here. It really is. I'm starting to see that, financially, it sucks. But God, I could be so lost. I could be so demented. I could be so evil. I could be heartless. I could be like the majority of people out to get me. And I've never been. Never been. Never will be. Because I know better than that. God is showing me grace right now. And I'm going to take him up on his offer, you know? Our right to freedom of speech is on the line. We are literally under attack. You can't say anything that doesn't align with other people's, if it doesn't align with their beliefs, then God, you're in trouble. So sad. How I know, I'm just good. So I have to make it to the park by 6 o'clock because they closed the gate. At least I'm locked in there and I ain't got to worry about creeps showing up and messing with me, None of that. They locked the gate. No cars in or out. I do like that. And they have groundskeepers on the premises all night for the campers and stuff. City workers. Rangers, park rangers. So it's a safe place. I'm kind of glad that I switched over to this method. It's brought a lot of peace to my life. Not having to deal with ignorant people. People that are clearly on the left are disproportionately, completely involved in self-hatred. Why is that? That's not a coincidence that most of the people, lefties, it's not a coincidence that lefties hate themselves the way that they do. I'm just saying, as a level 4, if they thought that I actually spit on somebody, they'd be ready to damn get money out of me. And that doesn't seem the direction that they're going in. So I'm grateful that they're smart enough to realize by looking and listening to those girls what the game is. They get the gig. You know what I mean? They're smarter than the perpetrators. I'm grateful for that. So I guess power of positive thinking can't help. And the police department and the DA's office are two completely separate things. Yeah, they work in unison. Yeah, they ask the cops to come in and testify to certain things, but they're really two separate entities in a sense. They're part of the judicial system, but, you know, prosecutors have a lot more years of schooling than cops. For good reason. But I think cops should also have to spend a few years in college. It shouldn't be no damn 1 year training program, one and done. I don't know what they have to get. Don't they have to do BLT? So basic law enforcement training. So that's a 2-year probably. I don't know about that, folks. I don't know about that. I guess I got kind of lucky with this DA. And it ain't luck. It's just the way that they have things set up there. At least she's a confident woman. That's what I'm grateful for. She has no reason to take her self-hatred out on me. You can tell she's confident. She cares about herself. She presents herself well. She seems highly intelligent. And you can tell that she doesn't hate herself. She's confident in her own skin. How come when I get around people like that, they see shit for what it is? I don't know. I don't know. I mean, I do know, but... so I'm probably going to lose service, but we'll see if we can get through the gate. I need to get some jumpsuits. I need winter clothes. All I have is summer shit. I need some winter stuff. We probably going to have to dig, bitch, because I ain't been over here since I got the sleeping bag. And when I got the sleeping bag, I realized it was a fucking mess. And I was like, fuck this. I don't even want to be here. I don't want to deal with this shit today. You know? So I didn't deal with it. And I need to deal with it today. I need sweatsuits. I need winter clothes. Because clearly... I was kind of just trying to get a feel for how I could go to school for free. And then I started looking into pastoral work, which, I don't know. I feel like that's something that God would call you to, you know? And I'm not saying that he hasn't. I'm just saying I don't know in what ways the things I've been through, my story, I don't yet see in what ways God wants me to help people through my own trials and tribulations that I've been through. But I know that that's what God's calling me towards. You know, I know without a doubt that he's calling me towards helping others through things that I've been through. So I can get educated online for free through a Christian ministry. And they'll pay for everything, and it'll be free. But I don't know. It's a process. Because it's free, it would take like 3 years in comparison to a year. So they have policy and procedure and the way that they do things and the way that they allow students to receive credit courses. So you have to start off at the bottom. You probably do 3 months of schooling without any credentials, and then you can start getting credentials. So your credit classes. So I don't know about that, but it was something that I was looking at. And honestly, if that's the way that God is leading me, then it'll work out in my benefit to where I won't have to pay for anything. They pay for my computer. I don't know. I was just looking in. Now, I do have financial aid. I have a significant amount of financial aid, almost 3 times regular tuition that has just been sitting. I used a little bit of that money last year when I took classes online, and I did really well. I got all A's. So I know that I have the potential to pass all my courses. It's just finding the time, number one, and also being able to afford to go to school because it's a full-time, you know, you're spending 60 to 80 hours a week doing that. So it's just being able to afford getting back and forth if I'm going to have to go, like, because certain colleges are saying that they're going to require me to come in for certain days a week. Now, if I'm going to get financial aid to pay for that, then I got to do what they want me to do. I don't have a choice. I'll have to drive to school and I'll have to drive back to a campground. So, you know, I have to take those things into account. The classes I did last semester were all online, except for my testing. My end of semester testing and stuff like that, I had to go in. But I don't know. I just know that I need to be doing online school right now. That's what I want to be doing. That's what I've been trying to do for 25 years. And everything in my life has prevented me from doing that. If you don't have, you know, generational wealth or somebody to help you, if you don't have somewhere to stay, if you don't have a way to pay your bills, then you just can't go to school. And that's the realities of being a fucking adult. And that's why people out here that are younger than me that have the opportunity, you need to take life up on that, because a lot of us have been dying to go to school for 20-something years, and we've never been allowed to do that. Like, physically prevented from doing that because you were a hostage. Just want to be clear. I'm not taking out no loans for that. I don't do loans. I don't have credit cards. Financial aid, I've got almost $30,000 in financial aid. I don't need to take out a loan. That's more than enough at a community college. It'll cost me $6,000 a year to go to a community college. Financial aid will pay for everything except for maybe the computer. I don't know about that. I've got scholarship money from where I graduated at 16 years old still. When I graduated high school at 16, Samarkand Youth Development Center, Sand Hills Community College that I graduated from at 16 gave me $2,000 in scholarship money that I've never even used. So that money is actually still good. I've already got in touch with them and said, hey, are y'all going to still honor this? They said absolutely. So I have multiple streams to cover school. What I don't have is a way to get back and forth. And also things that I'll need, you know, computer, potentially books. I do believe that financial aid pays for a portion of that, but I don't know. I don't know. And you go in and you talk to student advisors and they don't know either, honey. That's the sad part. They don't know what the hell is going on. They don't know what pays for what. They don't even know what jobs you qualify for picking out a major. I said, okay, well, if I go for paralegal work, what will I be entitled to work in? We don't know. You'll have to Google it. That's what they tell you. You think I'm fucking joking? I got videos of it. At Florida State. At Florida State. I said, well, what will I be able to do with this science degree? What will I be able to do? We don't know. Oh, but y'all want me to take out a $50-something thousand loan when I already got plenty of money in financial aid to cover a regular tuition. Y'all want me to take out a $50,000 loan. This was just last year. Preposterous. Preposterous. Pants. Where's my matching sweatsuits? This shit probably need to be washed, y'all. It's been in here. I mean, it don't stink or nothing, but like, when shit's been sitting like this, I just... feel like it needs to be washed. Did we bag shit up last time, or... Shit. There's some Christmas thermals. Getting the festive spirit. We'll do it live and I'll have hot chocolate and maybe we can start a fire and roast some marshmallows. Because at the campground I can set a fire. Damn it. I just ripped a hole in this bag. I love this sweater. I got this when I first got clean. It says engage and change. Hey, there it is. Where's the bottoms? Sweater weather. Black tights, yes. Get on my body, you little hottie. Alright, so I got a matching jumpsuit, another sweater, 2 matching jumpsuits, a pair of thermals, some leggings, and another sweater. Throw this up in the trunk to be a little comfy, a little warmer, you know. Might as well be a little more homey. So I got this matching suit, and this actually came with a sweater, but I don't know where the hell it went. We just gonna throw this together and pretend like it came together, because it does match. I know you can't tell, but it does. This is Carrie Underwood, and some black leggings that might fit now. You know, they were the big ones in the dry works. All right, let me get I have an appointment the first week of January for a private college that I was already accepted to year before last, so I want to talk to them. And it's hard for me to get accepted to certain colleges because I am a felon. UNCG won't take me. State won't take me, even though my grades and like I could if you'd let me. They won't accept me. But there's a private college that did accept me, and then there's 2 other colleges that are universities. I would rather listen. Sometimes you never know what can happen. Just showing up and talking to them, they might have some kind of program for adult learners. Sometimes they have money that can help out. So I want to talk to the one college that I got into a few years back and see what they can offer, and see what their programs they have. Before I jump into anything, I want to talk to everybody. I want to know where I'm going to be treated the best. And I'm not going to have to deal with any liberal bullshit, because I physically cannot. Sweatsuits. Anything else, Brooke? The problem that I have with some of these colleges, though, is that they're in freaking the middle of the city, and I don't know if I want to do that. I would rather find a community college that's like on the outskirts of a city or something, and like, you know, I don't want to have to deal with traffic every day. I don't want to have to deal with my biggest fear is liberal dummies. I don't want to have to deal with liberal dummies. And y'all know that the colleges are just overran with stupidity now. So, you know, I just don't want to deal with that shit, because I know it'll cause me problems, because I'm not going to just sit down and shut the fuck up. Sorry, not sorry. It's the wrong thing to do. Watch some damn negative shit be going down, people getting mistreated, and just allow it to happen. I can't do it. That's what all these fucking problems stem from. I'm glad there's a little bit of good news today. So I was watching an episode of something yesterday. I don't remember what. It was talking about how all the churches are closing. One of the reasons that America is falling away from God is because all of the churches are closing. People are not going to church. Only 30% of people even report believing in something and or going to church consistently. So a lot of these churches have been shut, and it'll continue to get bad. The more churches that close, the worse it'll get. That's why people have fallen away from God. They said that I would have to go back and look at the numbers, but it was over half of the churches that were open pre-COVID are already closed. Half of the churches in America have closed just in the past 5 years since COVID. It's crazy. They were showing different cities. It's an ABC report you can find here on YouTube. Just look up churches closing in America, ABC. I think it was ABC or CBS. And you'll find it. They posted it yesterday. Very interesting shit. It explains a lot. It explains a lot. Bring back shame of not believing. That's how it was in the 80s. You know, when everybody would get up early on Sunday mornings and be going to church. And then they'd go to church. And then they'd get out of church and go eat at the damn Golden Corral or something. Or the Cracker Barrel. If you weren't going to church, people in society would look down. Oh, you didn't go to church this morning? Y'all know exactly what I'm talking about in the 80s and 90s. Everybody was lining up to go to church. I know my grandma and aunties and uncles and everybody went to church. But yeah, they had several preachers on there talking about how their congregation was shrinking, how people are dying that went to church. They're dying off. And so there's no new generation coming in to give tithings. And so the churches aren't making money, so they have to shut down. They have to sell their property. A lot of these churches that are being shut down are being turned into Satan entities. They're turning them into nightclubs and damn rave buildings for teenagers and young people to go drink and do drugs and rave in them. Ain't that crazy? Several of the churches that had to sell that they highlight on that CBS or ABC special, they wrote in their contract that the sale of the church, that the church could never be turned into a nightclub or anything like that. And if I did something like that, I would work in addiction. I wouldn't be working in a church. I would be working through addiction to bring people closer to Christ and somehow help them through their addiction issues with Christ. That would be the goal. And maybe I can use my financial aid to get my leg in the door and then go back when I'm through with my degree to do the missionary, do the online school for church online for free. I don't understand why the first few months of school I won't even get credits for those classes, but listen. And at the same time, I'm like, fuck, if I'm going to spend 2 years in something, you just need to go into law, bro. That's why I've been procrastinating. It's like, if I'm going to do it, I need to just do it, like, all the way. Like, what's the point of going to school for addiction therapy when I could just go to school for something that's going to bring me more pleasure, actually helping people in a different whole setting? Because by the time I would be done with paralegal studies and or a law degree, I could completely get my record expunged. And something I was thinking about today, I'm actually due for a para-judgment. So even if this case fucking falls through and something happens, I can get it dismissed anyways because I'm due for a para-judgment. You get one every 7 years. So Actually, the cards that I've been dealt are all in my favor, no matter whose hand they're in. Like, it's crazy. It's crazy. I guess everything happens for a fucking reason. I will never regret my decision telling them no to mediate that today, though. I know that for sure. I will never regret it. The fact that they even wanted to tells me everything I need to know. Bullshit. We'll agree to throw it out if you're just nice. Fuck that. You motherfuckers owe me $5,000 right now. Matter of fact, I want all 3 motherfucking heads on a platter, because this is some bullshit. The officer that was after me for fucking months, that kept fucking responding and trying to cause problems with me, who other people are in prison, jail for right now, false crimes that he fucking did to them. I wholeheartedly believe those people. Wholeheartedly believe them. They didn't even give me a phone call to ask me what happened. Yeah, and then the 2 bitches lying. So sad. You know, I've never met anybody in my life that I wanted to harm like that. I've never acted like that. I've never done shit to people like that. It's just fucking crazy that anybody could behave like that. But they're walking around everywhere. More often than not, people will behave like that before they do the right thing. And that's the sad part about society, is that these motherfuckers are out here destroying lives like it's nothing, and they take pride in it. That's narcissism, which is crazy. Like, things will just get worse and worse and worse. It'll never get better. That's not my words, that's the Bible. Revelation tells us this, and I believe it. I believe it. Well, it's about to start getting cold again. Got like a quarter tank of gas. Have to make them last till in the morning. I don't know how cold it's supposed to be tonight. Probably in the 30s or 20s. I try not to run the truck till I first wake up. When I first wake up, I have to run it because it's so damn cold. Kind of warm up. Tomorrow's Friday, so I can kind of just chill this weekend. I might go over to the storage unit, clean that shit out again, throw some stuff away. I just want to be able to walk in there. It's just so much shit in there. Come on, man. Girl. Oh. Bless your heart. Girl, what you waiting on? What are you waiting? You on your fucking phone, you bitch. You don't see all this line? 1, 2, 3, 4. There's 4 cars behind you. Pay attention, please. God, I'm the one fucking live streaming. I just, you know, the more I fall into learning, the more I realize that people just don't even realize how dumb they are. clearly on the cell phone. Just like that cop the other day that got butt hurt that somebody honked at him. What a loser. How are you going to punch somebody, cold cock somebody in the face? You better be glad he didn't get out and beat the hell out of you, because if that would have been me. Oh, and you was in street clothes? Oh, and you was on the phone in front of me? Oh, you would have been scrapping with a bitch in the street, sir. I don't give a fuck. Listen, first of all, it was an officer who was breaking the law by being on his phone and impeding traffic, if that's even a word. He was holding up traffic. Some guy honked at him to tell him to get the fuck up the road. Like, hey, what are you doing? Get off your phone. And the officer gets out. He's off duty. Of course he is. He gets out of his truck, his personal car, walks up to this guy and just cold cocks this guy through the window. Oh, I would have been out that car so fast. Because first of all, I would have knew he was off duty. It would have been a wrap. He a better one than me. But he knew he had security footage on his car. He had cameras in his car. So, you know, he took that shit right to the cops. Thank God they did their job and didn't try to lock him up when this officer clearly was breaking the law. Usually they try to protect their own, but not always. Might have to find a new laundromat in this damn town, because every time I go to that other one I have problems with those weird people that want to show up and be creeps. That's the only thing that'll make me down. Think twice about being Planet Fitness. Asked for my phone number, remember that? And he couldn't hold a conversation, and I asked him if he did drugs. Remember the girl that was high that worked at Planet Fitness? See, I called that shit. I called it. Absolutely, they're all fucking doing drugs. Called it. Absolutely, they're all fucking doing drugs. If this is how they act when you don't want to be part of the club for 4 days. How does someone die and their body reeks of high heavens and you're too stupid to call the law and do anything about it? First of all, y'all know how bad a dead corpse smell? Y'all ever smell a dead deer on the side of the road? You know how bad that smells? Imagine that times 50. They knew there was a dead body in that tanning bed. They didn't want to deal with it. I guess they were just going to wait for the damn cops to show up looking for his missing ass and be like, oh, he was in this tanning bed on Friday. Oh, it's Monday. Yeah, he's been in there for 4 days. We didn't know. Bullshit. Bullshit. Y'all are so incompetent. They all are, Brooke. They're fucking Planet Fitness fucking workers. What do you expect? What did I expect? All this under the premise of a lie. You can't film in here. The lie detector has determined that was a lie. This is why I stay away from people. Because more often than not, they're just shitty like this. And they'll be jealous when they find out you don't do drugs and that you're content with your situation. It puts a target on your back. Stay away from people that are fucking miserable. They'll always be out to get you because they don't love themselves. They're living in misery and they want to bring you down with them. Date today because he had me worried at first. But I also have trust issues dealing with people like that. Like, I usually pay for an attorney, so I'm not familiar with this bullshit. I just know the last time I had a court-appointed attorney, I was accused of shit that I did not do. And, you know, in that case, they gave me an Alford plea, so that's very telling. Now, you know, now, years later, almost 10 years later, that, really stands out. But I told him that. I said, I have PTSD from dealing with court-appointed attorneys, so, you know, I was literally shaking talking to him. I was like, I don't know if I can trust you. Like, I know that you say you work for me, but I know the realities of the justice center, the justice system. You actually work for the prosecution's office. Y'all are best friends. See, that's what they don't tell you. He works for the state. So he has a government job just like the district attorney. And they work together as a team, unfortunately. And I just don't think that I could do that. I don't think that I could walk into court, watch people be wrongfully convicted every day, and deal with that. I don't think I could do it every day. But I know finding out this information that all of these people are in prison currently for crimes they did not commit, and then having it happen to me twice, there's a reason that God is putting me through this. Without a doubt. I don't know what He's trying to lead me towards as far as school. But I know that there's a reason that I went through this twice. And it's coming from something higher than myself. More, it's something that I don't even know. I can't even put it into words. There has to be a reason why I see things for what they actually are. At the private college, I could do law, but that's a 10-year fucking commitment. 10, not 7, 10. Because that's how long it would take me almost, going through that college. And most of it would be paid for, because my family's dead. So, I don't know what I need to do, but I need to make a choice eventually. Like, soon. Like, the first of the year. I just need to commit and do it. And trust God. The only way that I'm going to be able to help others is through getting my degree finished, some kind of degree finished. That's the only way I'm ever going to get my foot in the door, because nowhere is going to hire me. Oh, the job that I applied to, they denied me. It states my criminal record. So, the one place that everybody in this motherfucking town has been telling me for 25 years would hire me, denied me. People never understand what it's like to have a false charge on your record. They knew that, though. The Department of Social Services knew that. They did it intentionally. They absolutely did it intentionally. Sucks, but I can't do nothing about it, you know. All I can do about it now is continue on the path that I'm on to becoming a better person. And get enrolled in school by the first of the year. I can start classes as soon as January at some of the places that I've been looking into. I don't know. I think that I should start small. I think that I should do online courses first, like I did last semester before last, sorry. And I think that I should start small with online courses because I can't afford, I don't know how I would afford. I mean, I would try, but I don't know how I would afford a fucking 2-hour drive every day to school. And that's why I didn't go to the private college, because how do I afford 2 hours 5 days a week? That's gonna equivalent to like $200-300 a week in gas, an hour there, an hour home. There are no parks near there, so you know, that college, my tuition would be paid for. I could go for free, but I can't afford to pay my bills. How am I going to struggle through 60-80 hours a week and make content online? Like, that's 2 full-time fucking jobs. So I don't know. That's why I was thinking like online. And I do like the Christian college, the free Christian college, but I want to do a degree that I can actually start work immediately after graduating. I don't want to have to wait, you know. I don't want to have to not make an income after I put in all this work. And with ministries, you're not going to get paid after you finish your degree. You know, you're pretty much working for nothing. Now, would it help me in the long run to have that if I wanted to, you know, let's say, do addiction therapy in a prison system or something like that? Absolutely. You know, prison ministries. I just don't feel like that's what God's pulling me towards. That's not my story. Drugs are not my story. Drugs was not, you know, drugs were a problem, but that's not what led to all of my legal issues. So I just feel like I would rather be geared towards something in the criminal justice field. If I can complete my paralegal studies, then that would get me in a law office, and I can continue through law school working in a law office. Do you see what I'm saying? Like, it would generate income immediately, and I could continue education towards my ultimate goal, which would probably be something along that, something innocence. I don't know. I just know that what I've been through, there's a reason that it happened twice. I'm glad that God is showing me grace in this case, because I didn't get that with my daughter's case. Quite the opposite, which has put me into a state of, you know, CPTSD. But I do know that I would like to work with wrongfully convicted people in some setting. And you know, it's happening a lot more than people even realize. A lot more. All I know is us good ones have got to stick together, because the more you're surrounded by evil, the more likely you are to become complicit in it. Dark world out here. I'm just glad that the DA and my attorney, they seem to be some of the smartest people in the damn building. So I'm grateful for that. I'm grateful for that. Super grateful. Taking pictures, boy. Oh, it's beautiful. Missed it. Sorry. Look at the mountain lawn. I'm surprised I didn't lose you. That's weird. Super weird. I'm ready to shower. I didn't get to shower this morning because it was too cold when I went in the bathhouse. I didn't want to do it. I didn't want to do it. It was too early. I took one yesterday. I said I'll do it when I get home tonight because I ain't doing it today, this morning. I'm so surprised my phone is working right now. Usually when I head out this way, it doesn't. So they must have damn switched them towers that they were talking about. They said that they were going to be switching over to Dish towers because Dish bought out. These fucking court trips are killing me financially after I've had to spend so much money just to be free and fight for what I have left. It's just crazy that I have to spend more money defending myself, you know, getting back and forth to court. I feel like individuals who are wrongfully convicted should be able, I mean, you are.